The combination of all these little things that makes you you, that makes you I think the last couple of years you hear a lot about finding your passion. And I think that's making a lot of people insecure because maybe they're not sure what their passion is, or maybe they think they should have a passion and they don't have one, they don't have the time to explore it, or they don't see how they can find it. And so I think overall a passion is overrated. It's like you can only go in the direction of your passion, otherwise you're doomed and you're stuck in your 9 to 5 and you're unhappy. And I think that a lot of people feel insecure because of all this passion thing. And one thing I read in the book Big Magic from Elizabeth Gilbert, she says maybe a passion needs to grow, and sometimes you have to take a step back and just do nothing and see what comes up. And then she means like she was in a period of her life where she didn't want to write, and therefore she took a step back and she just waited, and one day she thought like, I'm gonna work in the garden. And so she started working in her garden, and then she found an interest in the origin of some plants that she was planting, flowers or herbs or something, and she just pursued that curiosity, and that brought her to a whole new passion of writing about those typical plants or the origins of plants. So you sometimes come to different ideas or different angles just because you wait and explore where your curiosity brings you. Now lately there has been a challenge from Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi, and they were talking about finding your dot. And I think finding your dot is a whole is a big step into the right direction, instead of finding your passion, because a passion is something that has been created or has an image of there's one thing that you are really passionate about, that you want to do the rest of your life, every day, you want to stay up for it, and it's really portrayed as it's all consuming. A passion is all consuming, and that is the only direction you can go to be successful. While a dot is just a simple point, but then every dot exists of dozens, maybe hundreds of little dots. So, and I think that is interesting, because oftentimes a passion or direction that you should go is not just one thing, but it's a combination of things. It's what makes you you. It's what makes you unique. And then I'm thinking about, okay, I'm a business coach, but I'm also creative. So I like drawing or painting or making music, whatever. Or, okay, I'm a business coach, but I'm also very tech savvy, and I love to stroll around in new tools and new software and find out how it works and how I can use it to my so it serves me and the job that I do or the business that I have. The combination of all these little things that makes you you, that makes you help you with your unique selling point or your unique value point. I think that's a better description, like your unique value point. What can you bring to the world? And then it's the angle that you use that can be really valuable to people, because there are hundreds of business coaches out there that are tech savvy or maybe aren't, and they just can learn from your tech savviness. Or there are a bunch of business coaches that are creative and that want to see how you tackle questions or help your customers or your clients. And or maybe they're not creative and they want to like use your the templates that you made or some steps that you take into in your business coaching that are really creative. So I think it's the quest for this mystery dot that is really interesting, because it doesn't come like in a second. I'm just going to sit down and I'm going to think about what is my unique value point or what is my dot. And there are some techniques, like there is a technique from Leen Graziosi, and it's called 7 levels deep. And so you start by stating what you want to do, and then you keep asking why you want to do this and what is it that makes you want to do this. And so you go deeper and deeper until you unveil the real emotion, why you want to do certain things or why you want to contribute to the world with a unique thing. So this 7 level deep is certainly a very valuable tool, but I think you have to do this exercise like different times, because while you are working on your business, on your career, on your self, there are, so each time you take new steps and you grow and you go further, and then it's really valuable to do this 7 level deep exercise again. But sometimes you just have to let go and just leave it be, and then all of a sudden in a conversation with someone else, it pops up in your head. Like the other day I was visiting an ex-colleague of mine, and he just started his business. Well, he started his business in, I think, December 2019, and it's a graphical business. So he makes and sells his own stuff, and that's like posters and cards and coffee cups with graphical designs and all those things. So really nice little shop in the center of Antwerp. So that's a touristic city. So normally there are lots of tourists that want to buy unique pieces of Antwerp, for instance, like some views of some buildings. And so he started in December 2019, and then of course with the lockdown, they just had to close the shop and then try some online things, or and then he thought of a certain collection of cards or of birthday cards and Christmas cards and stuff like that he made in a dialect, and he also offered them to other shops to sell them. And so he was thinking like, okay, but why would I be different or special? Because all those other shops have cards that they sell as well. And so why would I be different, or why would people buy my stuff? And he really didn't see what his unique value point was. And in talking to in the conversation we had, it suddenly dawned on him that he made his own cards. So his unique value point was that his cards were his creations, and you very much see his personality in his cards. So and the other card shops, these are cards that you can find everywhere, and his cards are really unique. So he found his unique value point in the conversation that we had. So there are different techniques and different ways of finding out what your dot is, and then the dot with the different spots in it and the different micro dots. And I think that's really interesting, because it's, your dot also keeps growing, because you keep finding other things that you either are interested in or that you're good in and you just forgot. And I think that's really interesting, because a dot is mostly expanding. Sometimes it can decrease as well, when you think like, okay, I thought that was something that I wanted to do, but then I'm really not that interested anymore because I found something else. So your dot can be expanding, and it can be increasing and or decreasing, and that is really interesting as well, because yeah, you are growing. So it's like an organic finding of yourself and your unique value point. And I think that is really interesting, because we are never done growing, we are never done learning, and so we are never done changing into the people, the person that we want to be, and that is so exciting and so interesting to see for yourself, but also to see in other people. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. And if you are interested in listening to or finding out more about our videos, or looking at my Familiar Faces project, just describe in the link below and you can find all our videos. If you like this video, just give us a thumb up. That will help us tremendously. I thank you for watching this video, and I hope to encounter you again in one of our communities.